Namaskar everybody. Today is Teachers' Day, when we remember not only our own teachers and our gurus who made us what we are, but we remember the millions of teachers and the millions of gurus across India and across the world who are shaping the future of our children, who are shaping the future of this country, who are shaping the future of this world. And how do they do it? They do it through their dedicated services to millions of young people across India and the world. The relationship between the teacher and the student is very special. In India, many thousands of years ago, we developed a very special, a very unique, and a very indigenous system of student-teacher relationship. We called it the Gurukul system, whereby the student moved out of his house and went to stay in the house of the teacher, of the guru, in his home or in his ashram. That was the Gurukul system. But as time passed, when the number of students increased and education became more and more universal, then we changed the system into the schooling system, where both the teacher came to the school and the student came to the school, and it was in this common place that the teaching and the learning happened. But with COVID now, things seems to have come a full half circle. Things seem to have changed 180 degrees. From the students going to the guru's house in the Gurukul system, we have come to a situation where the teacher has come into the home of every student every day. Not physically, but virtually. It's a form of a reverse Gurukul, a Shishyakul, if I may coin a word. Today, every teacher is present every day in the home of every student. That's a very special method of teaching, and indeed, it's a half circle from the earlier Gurukul system. This new system of virtual learning, of the teacher going to the home of the student, happened because of COVID. But I believe that even after COVID, it will continue in one form or the other. And therefore, we have to be prepared for the long haul. The system, this new system, this virtual system has its, like any new system, has its advantages and has its disadvantages. The disadvantage, of course, being that the physical interaction between the student and the teacher will no longer be possible. And since the child is in the child's home, the formality and the concentration of a direct teaching in a classroom, in a school, would no longer be possible. That would be missing. And what would this mean? This would mean that the student, the child, would lose concentration. The child could wander off from in front of the camera to the kitchen, to open the fridge, to eat and drink. They would be eating and drinking before the camera during the classes. They would tend to play and fight with their siblings and their friends and others. So it's going to be less formal than a formal classroom. So these are some of the disadvantages. But to me, the most important disadvantage is that the peer-to-peer interaction, the child-to-child interaction that a classroom provides, all that, friendships, the occasional fights, that peer-to-peer relationship which shapes a child's character and makes us all what we are, would be completely missing in online classes. These are the disadvantages, and we have to live with them. And as teachers, you have to take very hard efforts to overcome them. That is something that the new virtual teaching will put an extra burden on you. But in this effort, technology will come to your aid. Therefore, we should try and use, you and the school, of course, should try and use technology to the maximum extent possible in our online classes. We should be able to bring into our classrooms, and this is applicable as much to the management of the school as much to you teachers, to bring in the extensive use of augmented reality and virtual reality into our online teaching. This will make the classes even more interesting to the student to see something right in front of him. And it will make the online classes much more interesting and much more useful. The next most important aspect that as teachers you should focus on in the present scenario is innovation. In these times, innovate or perish. For example, you'll have to innovate to decide and determine how you will hold a dance class online. How will you hold music lessons online? How will you conduct sports classes online? How will you conduct physical trainings and yoga and things online? Yoga may be easy, but the others may be more difficult. How would you hold your laboratory classes online? Innovation is the answer to this. And innovation, therefore, is the key to answering these questions that I posed. And these questions I posed are just an example. There would be many, many more areas where innovation would be necessary and where it would be possible. Because, whether we like it or not, digital teaching has come to stay. But in this digital teaching, I'm very sure that the role of the teacher will in no way get diminished. In this world of digital teaching, I believe that the role of the teacher will only increase, will get augmented. I'm almost certain of that. But a teacher would have to put in much greater efforts, because it is not easy, as I said earlier, to mind a class online. It is not easy to keep the attention of the students online. Therefore, without a teacher, without a good teacher, online classes will descend into chaos. The role of the teacher, therefore, gets greatly enhanced and becomes much more valuable, much more important in these times of COVID and in times of online classes. Let me therefore compliment all of you teachers in the International School, Trichur, the TIST, and indeed all teachers across the country and across the world. Your service to the country and the world is irreplaceable. It is gigantic. You're virtually shaping the future. And when I use the word virtually there, I intend it as a pun. It's a double meaning. Because in more ways than one, you are virtually shaping the future of our country, the future of the world, the future of our children. Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam. Remember, a teacher comes even before God. You are the gods that the children see every day. Never forget that. Remember that. They are your gods outside of home. So my greetings to all of you on this day, Teachers' Day. Teachers' Day, by the way, is also the birthday of the first Vice President of India and its second President, Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, a great teacher himself, a guru, a philosopher. So on this day, Teachers' Day, on Radhakrishnan's birthday, let me wish every teacher, all the teachers of TIST and all the teachers across India and the world, the very, very best. You hold the future in your hands. Thank you and goodbye. Jai Hind.